Welcome to this interview with a dear friend of mine, now chosen flag bearer for the Indian contingent in Paris, multiple Olympic Games, Birmingham flag. I remember that the club with Nikhat Zareen, but this time round, the Olympic opening ceremony has to be a very, very different ball game. And more importantly, the table tennis men's and women's teams have qualified, which is a massive moment for Indian sport. So, Sharath, there is a lot of unpleasantness also on around the flag bearer thing. But first question: how important or how significant is it for you? Is it a matter of real pride? How proud are you to be nominated flag bearer?
Actually, I really couldn't believe when it was announced that I will be the flag bearer because, of course, I've been doing well, but I never thought that I could get that opportunity. But I do remember that every time you're going into the opening ceremony and the top athlete is the flag bearer, walking with the flag, that gives a lot of pride. So for me personally, I felt very, very proud. But more than me, I think people who knew me, people from the sport, people from the table tennis fraternity across the world, felt really very proud of that moment. That I was proposed to be the flag bearer, and at the same time, I think coming from a table tennis sport, coming from Tamil Nadu, I think it's something which, as I said, all the people who are around me feel more proud than actually myself. So that's something which is very, very gratifying for myself.
When we say this, for example, I have known you for a long time. And I can say this, that you are not one to go and ask for something. It has come your way because of what you have done over 2 decades, and you gracefully accepted it. I was also reading an interview of yours where you said that you thought Neeraj could have become flag bearer. The athletics team would perhaps reach later. But what I did not like was the politics over it. I mean, whether it's TNAA writing saying, I mean, come on. Ultimately, it is not about X or Y, and it is not about the politics over it. The fact is, one person has performed for Indian sport at the highest level for a good 24, 25 years, and he has been recognized by the Indian Olympic Association. Yes, all the fissures notwithstanding, for a job, for a respect, right? So, have you felt a little bad over the whole thing? And I'm asking you from an emotional standpoint, that it must be emotional for you, Sharath. At the same time, have you felt a little saying, why is this happening? I mean, I did not put my hat into the ring, but now that when I've been given this, why is this politics over it?
Yes, actually, when I heard about it over the weekend, it's of course, also coming from the Tamil Nadu Athletic Association. I'm a homegrown, I'm the son of the soil, and people in the association also know me for a very long time. The president knows me for nearly 20-25 years now, and he was one of the first ones who felicitated me in 2006 and 2022, and them writing it like this. Yes, I felt a bit sad, but again, as I said, how proud I was feeling and how much more pride people around me felt. I think it was the same degree on the emotional side also when this kind of remarks were felt. People around me felt more bad, and I had to tell them, of course, there will be when you're in a glass door, people will throw some stones at you. So I will have to take it on my stride and still go ahead and do the job, because end of it, this is all political, and we guys are sports persons. So I personally would like to focus on the sport and try to do my best at the Olympic Games. Let it be, even if I'm the flag bearer or not, still I need to focus on the sport.
Of course, and but having said that, I mean, for example, when you were there in Birmingham with Nikhat, in Tokyo it was Manpreet. Of course, Srijesh was another contender who I also thought, because has done yeoman service for Indian sport. So it's not Sharath or Srijesh. Both could have been flag bearers. Obviously, there will be a female flag bearer also. I think the IOA must be waiting for badminton qualifications to get done, because Sindhu or Lavlina or Nikhat or one of those are obvious names, because there will be one man, one woman. Having said that, Sharath, you have participated in multiple games, whether it's Asian Games, Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games. What does it entail? You are actually holding that flag with a billion people watching on telly, 70, 80,000 in that Olympic stadium, all of us cheering as Indian media or fans or whatever it is. You are that one person leading our country with that flag. Describe that.
It took me nearly 30 years to fulfill the dream. And back in 2004, when people are asking, when do you think table tennis will become popular and stuff, when I went into the Olympic Games, I said, we need superstars in the sport, and I hope I'm one of them. And 20 years later, when the country has entrusted me with the responsibility of representing them as the flag bearer, I think that's a feeling of fulfillment, and the gratitude I feel within myself to the whole country as such. So I personally am looking forward for the day when the opening ceremony is going to happen, and I'm going to walk into the stadium with the flag in my hand. I think probably I'll be in tears when that happens.
Remember, you have to talk to me soon after that to tell me exactly what you felt. We will
Yes,
all be there.
yes, we will.
Do not
We
forget
will.
that. Do
We
not
will
forget
connect
that.
again. Yes.
But coming to the sport now, Sharath, massive moment March 5th when both the men's and women's teams qualified.
Yeah.
Tokyo was Sharath Kamal. I know Sharath
Hmm.
Kamal went bad and prepared crazily and all that, and Malong, part of folklore. But this time, men's and women's teams making it. Tell me that.
First time in the history of the Olympic Games, India has made it to the team championships. So in 2020 to Tokyo, we were very, very close to making it, but unfortunately, both the men team and the women team lost out on the last round. So since then, especially after the loss in Tokyo, I took this up for myself as, okay, we need to qualify in the team. I don't care about my singles qualification, but I need to make sure that the team has to qualify. And the federation also was tried to push in the same alignment. And also, when it came, in the beginning, I don't think all the players were aligned in the same way. But as we could see things unfold and we had the opportunity to qualify as a team, we got in as a team collectively together and made sure that we went through the rounds, the motions, especially also the women playing China in the first opening round of the World Championships, which was the qualification for the Olympic Games, and they were ahead 2-1 against China, and the whole world was talking about it. And actually, that gave us a lot of confidence. Both the women got a lot of confidence, and looking at them, the boys also felt, okay, if the girls are able to do it, we should also be able to do it, and we should, get in there in the right time. And we had the right mindset, let's say, to get in there. And of course, there were a certain fortunate events that also happened. A few teams had to lose; they had also lost, and we had qualified. We had made it to the last 16. Of course, if we made it to the quarterfinal, we get in the direct berth. But when we made it to the last 16, we defend our rankings, by which we safeguarded our place in the ranking qualification. So first time, as you said, it is the first time that Indian team has made in both the men's and the women's. And from here, for the youngsters, the benchmark is going to be higher than just qualifying. So which is actually we are putting ourselves into a motion where, okay, this time we qualified. Next time we look at making the quarterfinals, making the semifinals, getting the medal. The benchmark keeps moving higher and higher. So I'm really happy that we could do it at my last Olympic Games, and hopefully the youngsters will take it forward from here.
And that was actually the next question, Sharath, that when I see the way you played Singapore, world number 13, world number 20, multiple high ranked opponents on your way to the quarterfinals, making it back to the top 40 in the world. Is it too far? I mean, is it too far to expect a miracle in the Olympics? Or given that, Sathian, for example, had a very good Beirut, good competition there. So how are you looking at the Olympic Games? I mean, now that you have qualified, that is out of the way. All of these things are out of the way. What about the next 3 months?
Yes, you rightly said. we've been having a good time now. The Indian table tennis. Srija won the Lebanon Open. Satyan won the Lebanon Open. Then I played very well at Singapore. This is also because of the confidence that we got after the World Championships that we made it into the team. So a big monkey was off the shoulder. The pressure of qualifying for the Olympic Games, let's do it in the singles, let's do it in the team. All this was out, and then you know that you made it to the Olympic Games, and you just have to focus on the next 4 to 5 months on the preparation for the Olympic Games. And of course, with the current shape and form given with both the boys' side and the girls' side, we are pretty sure that we will have some upsets at the Olympic Games. A medal could be something which is which could be which could happen, but it's quite an uphill task. But we start off with the round of 16. We have one good victory. We are to the quarterfinals of the Olympic Games. Personally, for me, quarterfinals of the Olympic Games is coming from table tennis is something really unbelievable. It's a great accomplishment. And from there, once you enter the quarterfinals,
Which is one match.
then it's one match. Then it depends on the draw. It depends on the team's performance on that particular day. Then we're going to repeat the Asian Games in 2018. So we are looking forward to have that miraculous start in the beginning of the tournament.
Final couple of questions before I let you go. One, thoughts on other events also. I mean, we were, for example, building up to a Manika Satyan partnership. We were thinking that was, or could be a potential medal also for India. After what we've seen with Ahika and Shutirtha in the Asian Games, things do happen. Things do happen. So that's something that all of us were building on. And my conversation with, both of them and yourself, how are you looking at some of your colleagues?
I think all of them are playing extremely well, especially the girls. The kind of raise in the level with the girls that has happened is phenomenal. We've never had even before Manika made it to the top 50, we never had women players in the top 100. So Manika made it to the top 50, and then now Srija is in the top 50. They both are in the top 40s now. And then you have younger talents like Archana Kamath and Aika Mukherjee, Tulita Mukherjee, all of them around in the top 100 bracket. So in the boys section, we have 4 players in the top 65 now. This has never happened. This has never happened. Yeah, myself in 34, Satyan at 60, Manav at 62, Manav Thakkar and Harmit Desai at 65. This amount of quality in the rankings, in the level of playing has never happened. And I'm pretty sure, we are doing well across the world. We're doing well in doubles. That's something is our, let's say, our strong forte. The boys, Manav Thakkar, Manav Shah, Sutirtha, Aika Mukherjee and Mukherjee, these two. So actually, a lot of them think they're sisters because they have the same surnames across the world. They keep thinking they're sisters. But yes, I think all of them are doing very, very well. And at the Olympic Games, with having a doubles rubber to start off in the team championship. So the team will start with the doubles. And I think that is what we are strong in, and we need to focus, because when you get the first match and then your number one player is going in to play the singles after that, that is where you create all the pressure and try to get the initial lead. And of course, at the Olympic Games, everybody is well prepared, but at the same time, the expectations are also very, very high. So we need to crack on that.
I think that's where we will end, because it's the Olympic Games. The moment you say it's the Olympic Games, it's not about rankings. It's not about anything else. India versus Australia hockey, Tokyo, both of us remember the women's game. Savita Punia saving 7 penalty corners, India through to the semifinals. Things happen. Alessandro Del Piero beating
Leander Pace getting a bronze medal. I don't know. He was world ranked, I don't know, 300
127. 127 at that point. And then he takes out all of them. And then Fernando Meligeni in the semifinal, even against Agassi, 4-1 up. And Lee and I were chatting the other day. What stories these are? I mean, unbelievable stories. So
this can happen only at the Olympic Games. This is happening only at the Olympic Games. Because
you against Malong. You against Malong was a miracle waiting to happen in Tokyo. Absolutely. Let's say this. Sharath Kamal as flag bearer, India double-digit medals and a table tennis miracle. Your
Wow.
job is done.
That's I can just quit playing the very next day that happens. You know, after the closing ceremony of Paris, I say I'm done. That's the highest an athlete can finish on. So if we can get double digits and table tennis getting there, you know, really, you actually made my day today. And yeah, we
Fingers
keep our
crossed.
fingers
We'll
crossed.
be there in Paris backing you. We'll be there in Paris
Yes,
in numbers.
thank you.
All of
Thank
us from
you.
Revsportz will be there. And needless to say, good or bad, we will
Yeah.
back you in Indian sport. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Boria.